This is The Spot, a BYU-Idaho radio production where we talk about what you're talking about at BYU-Idaho. Today's hosts are me, Christian Nelson.
Me, Brianna Leal.
Me, Chandler Guadagnin.
With special guest,
Harrison Scott.
The views and opinions of this podcast are not that of BYU-Idaho Radio or the university and are solely the opinions of the hosts. Super Bowl Sunday. That's the topic for today. And so we've brought on Harrison, who works here at the radio station, because he knows a lot more about football than Brianna and I.
Oh, yes.
And Chandler's also a big sports fan. He loves football too. So I have to admit, I don't know anything about like following seasons. Who's playing in the Super Bowl?
It's my 49ers
versus my Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, so both of your like main teams that you follow.
This is a big year. This is a rematch year too.
Yeah, 4 years ago it was the same setup, just in a different location.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The Chiefs won last time, so the 49ers looking for a revenge. You know?
Yeah. So what are some highlights? What are some things that people are talking about or excited for?
You want to go first, Harrison?
Yeah, sure. Well, the Chiefs have kind of become the new powerhouse in the NFL for the last couple seasons, and it's getting to the point where a lot of people are just kind of like, well, you either love the Chiefs or you hate the Chiefs at this point. And I personally love the Chiefs, but I know that quite a few people have been hoping that the Bills and the Ravens and now the 49ers can stop their Super Bowl run. So I'm definitely rooting and would personally count for the Chiefs to win this game. But this Niners team is an incredible both defense and offensively minded team that has great coaching, and it's just it. They're a formidable opponent in every conceivable way. And this Chiefs team has struggled this year. It's been a hard year to kind of watch, and yet somehow, some way, Patrick Mahomes always finds a way to be able to get himself in the AFC Championship game. And now, four out of the 6 times he's been there, he's won the AFC Championship game and gone to the Super Bowl. So, props to him, because that's pretty wild that your 6-time starter goes to the AFC Championship game all 6 times.
You guys have the Taylor Swift power on your side too.
We do. That's the other big storyline. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have been dating now for most of the NFL season, and that's another reason why some people want the Chiefs to lose, because they feel like the NFL has over-exaggerated their relationship a little bit, and I think that maybe there is some truth to that, but I think it's kind of fun, and it's certainly brought a new demographic to the NFL, which has been an exciting time for for people to be able to have new people to talk about the football with, and it's been fun.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say across the Taylorverse. Yeah,
across the Taylorverse.
Worlds colliding.
So a couple of things too. I mean, it was hilarious. My sister is a Taylor Swift fan, so she was like all up in this, right? And she was like scrolling social media like when they first started dating, and she saw memes all the time of like their wives. The wives are like, "Let's watch football, hon," and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Well, I want to see Taylor Swift on TV. Like this is my thing." So it's so funny because the number of Taylor Swift fans who wanted to discover what football was about, like it went up. Like it was crazy. So she's had a impact on football. I mean, you can say that, and that's about all you can say. But they actually do track what the Chiefs' record is with Taylor Swift in the stands or like in the press box or whatever, and it's like 9-3. They've won 9 games and lost 3 games while she's been there. So I don't give it credence. Like, I don't care. I want the Chiefs to lose all the same, but it's just, couple things that may be of interest to our audience. So the 49ers have a couple products out of BYU, actually in Provo. Fred Warner, who is a great defensive player. He's He's a BYU alum, and he plays for the 49ers.
He's also probably the best coverage linebacker, certainly the best coverage linebacker, but potentially the best linebacker in the NFL today. He's an excellent player and certainly somebody that the Chiefs need to be aware of on the field on Sunday, on next Sunday.
And he's a Niners player.
He is, yeah.
So we know some Chiefs stuff, right? Mahomes and what was Taylor Swift's boyfriend's name?
Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. And so who do the Niners have who are like a formidable force?
Well, you want me to go down the list? I can go down the list. Let's do Fred Warner, Nick Bosa.
What do they play?
So Nick Bosa, Fred Warner and Nick Bosa are both on defense.
They're defensive players.
And Nick Bosa can sack like nobody's business. He is a good, like sacking the quarterback. You mean like you get to the quarterback before the quarterback throws the ball, and he goes down. And that's like a big thing, is moving people backwards, right? So that's important. Offensively, Mr. Irrelevant. So Brock Purdy is our quarterback, and he was picked last in the draft. What, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
last year?
like
2 years ago. And so that's like 270 something out of the 270 whatever selections there are in the NFL draft for 1 year. And now he's on a Super Bowl contending team. They're playing for a Super Bowl, and he is like the last one picked. And so he shot up the ranks. He ousted the 49ers, ended up trading who they thought was going to be their franchise quarterback because Brock Purdy was doing so well. So Trey Lance was traded to the Cowboys, and they brought in Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy has kind of just taken that number one spot and ran with it. And so those are some. Chase Young is another one. He's a good defensive player, but there's so many people to talk about on both sides. It's kind of crazy.
Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead
Yep.
and Kinlaw and
Brandon Ayuk.
Oh man, that front seven on the Niners certainly really really dangerous, and that's something the Chiefs are going to have to be game planning for. There is a slight opening, I think, in the secondary right now. I think that there's some weaknesses in the Niners secondary that could be exploited. But I know that front seven is they mean business, and they're gonna come out to play, and it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting to watch.
Our defense is the one that I'm scared about. And I never count out Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the Super Bowl's in Vegas, so I guess we can talk about this. But we've got the betting odds. I don't bet, but the betting odds for the Niners and the Chiefs say that the Niners are going to win by 2 points. So the Niners are favored by 2 points, and so that means that it's going to be a complete toss-up.
Patrick Mahomes is an underdog. Never make Patrick Mahomes an underdog.
I think Brock Purdy is an underdog too.
The
media does not give him enough credit for what he does. So,
Is the game being played at the Allegiant Stadium?
Yeah.
in Las Vegas. Yeah.
It's a nice one. I grew up in Vegas. That's my hometown, and the Allegiant Stadium is very nice. It feels like it's air conditioned inside the stadium, and it's all closed off. That'll be cool. So you're talking about betting odds. What other rumors or speculation? Is there any superstition that's kind of been going around for this Super Bowl?
Superstition. I think for the Chiefs, it's to have Taylor Swift there.
They gotta have
That's
her.
one.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Although, so the Chiefs have been chatting all about the fact that it is at Allegiant Stadium. Allegiant Stadium is the home of the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Chiefs are undefeated against the Raiders in that stadium. And apparently, when the stadium was built, there was a construction worker or somebody who planted a Chiefs flag under the stadium when they finished during the construction. So that Chiefs flag remains down there somewhere, and I think a lot of Chiefs fans have been talking about the manifest destiny of having their flag planted in the home stadium of the Raiders, and now going to be playing the 49ers in that stadium.
So they think someone put a flag under.
Yep.
And I honestly wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
Once it's covered up, it's covered up. You can't get to it unless you knock the entire stadium down, which isn't going to happen.
Yeah,
so
That's true.
And you can leak it once you do it, and you're like, no going back. There's a Chiefs flag down there. But for the 49ers, I think it's just, I don't know if they see themselves as underdogs, and they think that there's a way they can do it. They absolutely believe there's a way they can do it, and they've come back victories in the last 2 games. Won by 17 points. They were down 24-7 at halftime against the Lions, and they were down 3 scores, and they came back to win at 34-31. So there's belief that they can do it. They just don't. They can't start slow. They got to start fast. They got to score immediately. And it's not so much superstition as we've got to do this now, and we don't have the time to mess around. So they don't believe in all the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift mumbo jumbo. They really don't. They want to get Patrick Mahomes on the ground all the time. That's just what it is. They despise the Chiefs right now. So they gotta do what they gotta do. So I don't know, but yeah.
Well, it sounds like it's shaping up to be a pretty exciting little game here.
Certainly going to be exciting. I know that George Kittle was a little bit ready to come back to a Super Bowl. I don't know whether or not he wanted to face Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl again, but I know that he's certainly going to be ready for that 49ers offense to be able to wreak havoc on our defense. So we got to be ready for him.
Is it like a rivalry between the two?
I mean, it's like, rivalry to the sense that we beat them last time. And
in the Super Bowl, biggest game.
That is a big deal.
I missed 2 big names, George Kittle being one, and Christian McCaffrey. I
CMC,
totally blanked
bro.
on Christian McCaffrey, but he is like an absolute offensive powerhouse. He runs the ball like nobody's business. He's just on top of it.
He's also a really, really great receiving running back as well, which is just one more factor to make him just that much more dangerous.
Like the day after the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl, I was like, I got to get myself a Christian McCaffrey shirt. So that's what I did. I went online and was like, I got to get it. It cost me like $42, but it's worth it for those people that are big fans,
So Brianna and I don't know as much about the technical side of football and who the players are and what they're good at, but we both like snacks. We both like cooking.
Yes, food is good.
we came up with some. Well, Brianna made a really great list of snack ideas, and I have a couple as well. So we're just gonna go over some good snack ideas and just go around the room. What's everyone's favorite Super Bowl snack?
For me, I told myself earlier that if the Chiefs ended up going to the Super Bowl, I was going to treat myself to some mini corn dogs for the Super Bowl. So mini corn dogs and pizza rolls are my plan right now.
Classic.
Yeah, I also had something similar, which was the pigs in a blanket. So essentially, it's like one of those smaller hot dogs just wrapped around in a crescent roll puff pastry with a little bit of sprinkle of salt on top. So something similar to that. Another popular one can be jalapeno poppers.
I love jalapeno poppers.
Those are way good.
And
so
of course, you can't have a football game without wings.
Yeah.
So.
I guess I'll say mine then, because my favorite are jalapeno poppers and wings. They're so good. Just a classic, and you can't go wrong with it. So
I would say the same, like ditto. I love jalapeno poppers to no end.
yeah.
Wings are also good. The thing that I was actually on social media the other day, and of course all my feeds are full of 49ers stuff right now, but one Super Bowl snack, they're like, you could make a soft pretzel in the shape of the 49ers logo or like whatever it is. And so like it's the whole themed thing too. If you get snacks that are either themed to the colors, right? Red and yellow, and you can't really get gold themed snacks, but red and basically yellow are the themes or the colors for this Super Bowl. But if you get themed snacks, that's the whole thing.
Ooh, you know what? A good themed snack that I also thought about was the loaded potato skins. So essentially, you you scoop out the udders. So like obviously you have to cook the potatoes first.
Right.
But you scoop out the inside of it, and then you put shredded cheese onto the potato skins, put it in the oven or a small oven of some sort, let it cook for a little bit. Once the cheese is done melting, you put inside some bacon, some sour cream if you would like some, if you're a huge fan of sour cream or something like that. But you could also do some green onions, some chopped green onions, and that would be really good.
That sounds really good. Yeah, one of the things I was thinking, so I just looked it up real quick. Pizza. Like pizza's super
one of those
super
things.
classic.
Oh.
Right? Getting some ordered pizza and wings. And I guess in 2022, it was about 12.5 million pizzas were sold and eaten on Super Bowl day.
That was going to be my question. Was like how busy are restaurants and
oh my goodness,
pizza places around the country?
I'm sure all sorts of like takeout and order delivery are just going nuts during the day.
So I found an alternative to that. So like there's a lot of people that are going to be ordering pizza that day. So instead you can make it at home as easy as just using garlic bread. So this is called the garlic bread pizza. So essentially it's garlic bread. You put pizza sauce on it like you would a regular pizza, and then you put it in the oven, and then that's pretty much it. Just create it as if you were creating a pizza.
Yeah.
So do you put
Sounds
toppings
simple.
on there too?
Yeah, you could put
Yeah.
toppings. Yeah, you could put whatever toppings that you want.
That
So
sounds
essentially
really
it's a DIY, do-it-yourself garlic bread pizza.
yeah. You know the Mexican pizzas at Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll make those too sometimes, like myself, because they're really simple.
Yeah.
And that might actually be a really good idea because you can kind of make a bunch of them at one time in your oven and just give them to everybody. Those taste really good. I thought of a couple like healthy snack options. And one of my favorite things is you can just air fry your wings, right? So that way it's just not as greasy. And it tastes just as good, honestly. They taste really good. Because you eat wings, at least for me, I eat wings for the sauce, right? Of course, you want the chicken to be good, and the air frying doesn't make it less moist or anything. But, like, it's all about the sauce, right? I got to know now, though, Chandler, what's your favorite, like, wing sauce? Because you mentioned you
Wing
like
sauce.
wings.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Buffalo.
Yeah,
I'll
classic
put in
buffalo.
some garlic Caesar stuff as
that
well.
sounds good.
Yeah.
So
that
like just anything that's like spicy or kind of like citrusy, right? On a wing, garlic, just all those. You don't want to smell my breath after I eat wings, but it's good. Going in. It's good going in.
No,
So,
I get that.
yeah, no, but those are my favorite sauces for sure.
Yeah, my favorite's probably Caribbean jerk because it's like this sweet and really hot kind of flavor profile. It's just really good. But one of the other snacks that I thought of that is healthy and tastes really good is you can make little Greek yogurt like ice cream bites. And what you do is you just take glops of Greek yogurt and try to get them as circular as possible in like on a baking tray with some parchment paper. You freeze them, take them back out, and then you can dip them in chocolate or like dark chocolate or something if you want to be a little even more on the health side of it. And then you freeze those again, and it's just super simple, super easy, and they taste really good. So it's really refreshing.
Yeah, that reminds me of another healthier one that I also thought about, which was the pinwheel sandwiches.
Oh, those
So
are
essentially,
those are
they're
good.
like circular shaped sandwiches that are wrapped in a tortilla. So it's just very, very easy. Something that you could just buy from the store. And yeah.
It's a classic.
I think too something I guess going away from snacks for a second. So for BYU-Idaho students, Elder Gong is coming for a devotional on Super Bowl Sunday,
Oh,
5
that's
o'clock.
a sacrifice.
5 o'clock. The Super Bowl starts at 4:30.
Oh.
The devotional starts at 5, and they've done that. It's coordinated.
Oh, you think?
Oh, absolutely. They've done this for years past. They want to make sure. I don't know exactly what the reasoning is. Maybe it's that they don't. I don't know, but it's coordinated. Conspiracy theory, I guess. I don't know what you can call that, but
Yeah.
I guess what I want to know is, will you guys? What will you choose? Will you choose to go to the devotional, or will you choose to do the Super Bowl? What's your guys' opinion on that?
I love
Oh.
devotionals, and also my birthday is on that devotional, so I'm
you go.
definitely going.
That's a tough one, because it's hard. It's hard to be able to make the choice between watching the Super Bowl and making sure that I'm at devotional. I don't know. I have to think about it.
Yeah.
I have to pray about it.
Or maybe you could just listen to the audio while you're
Yeah.
at devotional.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Earbud in one ear.
Yeah,
Oh, they're
just
gong in one
earbud.
ear.
Yeah.
Stay updated. Yeah.
That's good.
Check your phone every 5 minutes. For me, I guess I don't really have an excuse to not go to devotional because I'm not already a big football fan. But so I guess I have to choose the devotional.
Yeah. Understandable. I
For
think.
me as well.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about football.
Yeah. No, I get you. I think keeping the Sabbath day holy is different to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own take on what it means to keep the Sabbath day holy.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I don't compare myself to anyone else. They do what they want to do, right?
Totally.
It's super funny because growing up, like that was my parents' rule was no sports on Sunday. We don't watch sport. Like they're not sports fans. So that was not hard for them. But to give me the rule of you don't watch football, you don't watch baseball, I'm like, but that's how I grew up. And then when I came to college, I was like, there's other options. Like I can do other things and and so I remember calling my dad. I think this was last year. I think Elder Renlin came or something and gave a devotional on Super Bowl Sunday. And I called my dad. I was like, Dad, there's a devotional on Super Bowl Sunday. And I don't know what to do. Like, cause I want to watch the game. And he's like, that's interesting that they will put it on Sunday. That's weird. But I'm like, well, there's different reasons they do that. And he's like, yeah, like our bishop, he's going to watch the Super Bowl on Sunday. I was like, great for the bishop, but I don't know. So, it goes to say as a long-winded answer of you do what you want to do and Sabbath day means something to everybody else and something different to everyone. So,
yeah.
Because essentially we're all given agency on what we think we should do for our own lives. So it's all up to the person on
Right.
what they feel is okay on the Sabbath.
yeah, what I'm going to do. So here's I've thought about this for like a week and a half. Like I wanted to make sure I got all my bases covered. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to record the game, put my phone in airplane mode, go to devotional, not look at anybody else's phone around me. I'm just going to look at the podium the entire time. Like it'll be a staring contest between me and Elder Gong because I'm not going to let my eyes wander because I know there's somebody that's going to be either watching it or like keeping tabs on the score. I don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to come home and it's going to be, what is it? Probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I will flip that thing on. I will stay up as long as needed. Like I will be up till 1 a.m. I do not care. I want to watch the whole thing in its entirety and be surprised by the ending. I do not care.
It is worth the sacrifice of sleep, I see.
Absolutely. If you know me during baseball season, I try not to watch games on Sunday. And so I will record the baseball game. And when midnight hits, I will watch it. So I will be up at 3 a.m. on a Monday until the game is finished. Like that's just
I get it, man.
the sacrifice I got to make. But yeah, that's the strategy. So I guess for anybody out there who knows me, who wants to get in contact with me on that Sunday, I will be out of touch for a good like 3 hours ish,
Non-existent.
Nobody can talk to me. So I will just be on a mission But yeah, just
On a mission for a couple hours.
for a couple hours. Well, so I'll have my phone off. Here's the thing I haven't figured out. Maybe you guys can help me, because I'll have my phone off for devotional, but I can't just turn it on after devotional when I'm watching the game, because all the highlights will pop up while I'm watching the game. So I have to keep it off for like 5 hours if I want to really be out of the loop. So you guys can't get in contact with me for like 5 hours. So have fun with that. I don't know who wants to get in contact with me that late at night, but
You know what? I'll plan on that.
so
No, I think that is a really good question though that you bring up. You know, it's hard sometimes. Like a lot of things are on Sundays, and you got church and other things that that you got to do. So, but yeah. So you're gonna record the game and watch it later. That's that's smart.
So Harrison, if you get a delayed text from me, like at like 5 a.m., either congratulating you and like a bunch of sad emojis, or like I will be screaming out the top of my lungs, like "Yay! Sorry, but yay!" You'll know what it's about, because I will have not figured that out until like 6 a.m. the next morning. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought of one more thing for like food.
Oh, what is it?
One of my favorite things is just like tacos. I eat tacos all the time because I make like real tacos. But it's so nice because if you cook up a bunch of tortillas, find a way to keep them warm, and then like you can just have the meat and all your toppings. Dude, it's so easy. Anyone can just come through and
that reminds me of another idea that I totally forgot about. A nacho bar.
Absolutely.
So essentially,
I was about to say nachos. Yeah, nachos one of the all-time football snacks. So.
Yeah, so I've seen this on my feed on social media. So essentially, you would make a circular shape of nachos on a table. So first of all, you have to put some sort of covering on the table so it doesn't get dirty. But then you put a circular shaped. How could I word this?
Like a bowl or a.
How did I word this?
Platter?
So essentially, you put a circular shape of like just a pile of nachos around the table, because in the middle you're gonna want to put like bowls in the middle for condiments or other alternative toppings, like jalapenos or whatever else you would use for nachos. But you cover the nachos with four style cheese or Mexican cheese, something like that. And then you also put on top ground beef. So that way you put just tongs that people can just grab some nachos and put on their plate. And then in the middle, you'll have the condiments with like sour cream. You can have green onions or whatever else people might want on nachos.
On a big pile of nachos.
Yeah. So even in the middle, there can be just a big bowl of nacho cheese.
Yeah.
And essentially DIY, do-it-yourself nachos.
And the colors for that, I mean, yellow, you can get some, I don't know.
Hot sauce to put on your nachos.
Sauce or maybe,
hot sauce.
Yeah.
We could make it themed.
Or even tomato.
What are the Chiefs' colors?
Tomato.
Also yellow and yellow and
it's literally
it's red, white, and yellow.
It's
and
like
red,
mustard,
white, and gold.
Mustard yellow and ketchup red for the Chiefs.
Yeah. So you do like hot dogs for the Chiefs, but you do the golden nacho cheese for the.
There you go. I like your idea.
There we go.
You could even like sprinkle on some cilantro or some bell pepper or whatever for the green grass. I don't know. We could make this all themed.
Get some serrano peppers.
Got to think outside the box.
You've been listening to The Spot, a production of BYU-Idaho Radio. Today's hosts are me, Christian Nelson.
Me, Brianna Leal.
Me, Chandler Guadagnin.
With special guest,
Harrison Scott.
The views and opinions of this podcast are not that of BYU-Idaho Radio or the university and are solely the opinions of the hosts. This episode was edited by Christian Nelson. Producers were the hosts with supervision by Brandon Isle. Our theme music is Finding Happiness by DJ Quads and The Perpetual Ticking of Time by Artificial Music. To listen to more episodes of The Spot, like and follow us on social media or visit the website byui.edu/radio and click podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to BYU-Idaho Radio podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcasts. And also leave a review and leave a comment on what we should talk about next.